I am sure we will get out of the financial crisis. The economy has already started to grow. We're making large reforms. We're reorganizing the economy. We can guarantee the stability of the financial system, which has held up very well throughout the financial crisis. The Spanish system has a good method of regulation and it's secure. Our big challenge is to complete all the necessary changes. We've almost finished making the fundamental reforms, so now our challenge is to create jobs again, to generate confidence. That's the big challenge. But the stability of debt, the stability of growth, the fact that there's no going back from the recession, and the stability of the financial system, I can guarantee all of those. Now what we've got to do is finance the recovery, boost growth and create more jobs, which is our main problem. It's been a tough battle, but day by day we are winning.
To Bangladesh now, where the former Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus has refused to relinquish his post as managing director of Grameen Bank. Now, you've probably heard of Yunus, the father of microfinance, they call him. He set up Grameen Bank to offer microloans to millions suffering in poverty in Bangladesh and beyond. But now the government wants him gone. Charles Stratford explains why.
He's known as the banker to the poor and won a Nobel Peace Prize 5 years ago. The Grameen Bank that Yunus founded has provided billions of dollars in so-called microloans for the most needy. But following allegations first aired in a Norwegian TV documentary that he was involved in tax dodges, the Central Bank of Bangladesh wants Yunus sacked. He was cleared by a subsequent Norwegian inquiry and he continues to deny accusations. But despite that, the Bangladeshi government has launched its own inquiry. And it's not just about money. The central bank claims his age is another factor. He's 70, that's 10 years over the legal age for a managing director of a commercial bank. It adds that Yunus should have sought its approval before he was reappointed to his position at Grameen. And even the Prime Minister has joined his opponents. Sheikh Hasina has accused the Nobel laureate of treating his bank as, quote, his personal property, claiming his group was sucking the blood from the poor. All this has come as a shock to many of his supporters. They claim he's being targeted because of an attempt to set up a political party when a military-backed caretaker government was in power. But as the legal battles go on, Yunus is staying at the bank that's changed the lives of millions and made him famous around the world.
Now, finally this week, the saying goes that the sequel is never as good as the first, but that didn't stop Apple relaunching its iPad tablet computer only a year after creating it. In the end, it wasn't anything major. Version 2 is thinner, it's twice as fast as its predecessor and has 2 inbuilt cameras. All expected changes and nothing terribly earth-shattering. The big news was the man who presented it to Apple's legion of fans in San Francisco and beyond. Tarek Basley has the story.
A surprise return and a standing ovation.
We've been working on this product for a while and I just didn't want to miss today. So. Thank you.
Unsubstantiated tabloid reports said Steve Jobs, the founder and inspiration behind Apple, had 6 weeks to live. In the last decade, the 56-year-old has survived pancreatic cancer and undergone a liver transplant. Jobs announced in January that he would take a 3rd leave of absence to focus on his health. His appearance almost overshadowed the launch of the new iPad 2. It's thinner than the last tablet and has front and rear cameras allowing video conferencing and a faster processor. But Apple can't stand still. The market it created has many competitors, mostly using Google's Honeycomb Android software. The tablet market is expected to sell more than 50 million units this year and 200 million by 2015. Apple sold almost 15 million iPads in the 9 months to 2010, almost 3 times what many analysts had expected. It could sell 30 million units this year, making it $20 billion in sales. And perhaps in a sign of things to come, Apple's smartphone market share is slowly shrinking. According to Nielsen statistics for the last quarter, Google's Android operating system accounted for 28.7% of smartphone sales in the US, surpassing Apple's market share with a jump of more than 7% from the previous quarter. Both are behind BlackBerry.
This is not a...
Critically, while Apple's operating system only works on an iPhone, Android can be used on several different handsets and devices.
Google's brilliance here is that they win if there are more people on the internet. That's it. It's as simple as that. Everything they do is through that prism. So what they've done is to create a very viable operating system, the thing that runs the hardware, for both smartphones and now with Honeycomb, the latest version of Android, with an operating system that runs tablets.
Another uncertain factor in the Apple equation is Steve Jobs himself. Despite some shareholder nerves over the company's future success without Jobs, many analysts believe there are others to carry on his work from the top down.
They seem to be very much bought into the message of Apple, the culture of Apple, they know what Apple's trying to accomplish in the grander scheme of things. So I think that they've done such a good job at permeating this culture into the people that it hires that they know where to go next. They know what the vision is. They're bought in.
Apple is still considered the gadget leader, but its competitors are slowly starting to muscle their way into one of the world's most lucrative industries.
And that is just about it for this week. Do check us out online though. Start at aljazeera.net/English. Click the business tab at the top and follow the links to the Counting the Cost page for blogs and episodes in full. And then when you want to get in touch, get tweeting. At KamalAJE is where you'll find me on Twitter. Please send in your thoughts or questions you've got about the show, or just say hello if you like. But that is it for this edition of Counting the Cost. I'm Kamal Santa Maria from the whole team. Thanks for joining us. The news on Al Jazeera is next.
Business Latest is brought to you by the Qatar Tourism Authority and Capco. Business Latest is brought to you by the Qatar Tourism Authority and Capco.
All sides, all views, all ways. Al Jazeera.
Thank you.
Oh no!
Places we go and things we see determine what we know and who we are. Open your eyes to a world of documentaries. Witness at this time on Al Jazeera.